What I want to talk about today is the business of CCaaS and the benefits of CCaaS. And there's three things I'd like to say about that. The first is really CCaaS is obviously a software as a service, and software as a service has a bunch of generic benefits, which I suppose are worth going through because a lot of people still haven't actually gone into a software as a service form of contact center infrastructure. So just talking about that, it's been around for a good 15 years, but again, it's just worth going through them very quickly. So the great thing about it is they're hosted on the cloud. It's run by a third party. That means you're not constantly building. That means you're not constantly maintaining it. It also means that you get access to the latest features, which is fantastic. So it never gets out of date. You don't go through a sort of 5-year cycle of getting gradually more and more further away from the best and the greatest latest features. It extends anywhere by virtue of being cloud. And again, I think in the kind of world that we live in, that's especially useful. It's flexible on pricing. It can scale up and down according to the number of seats that you want. And also it takes the software outside of your own data centers, which again is a motivation that a lot of people have got. So those are historic. Those come with any form of CCaaS. And they are worth considering, and there's certainly an argument for it. Whether it actually ends up being cheaper or not, that's still up for debate. But nonetheless, it gives you the flexibility and it gives you access to the latest features. I think that's the essence of it. Second thing, by virtue of it being an integration hub, because it's all software based, the hardware is irrelevant. That's just sitting at cloud level. It allows us to integrate stuff. So it's allowed us to integrate channels, which is good, text, video, and also voice. It has allowed us to also bring those much closer together with workflow and also with data. Now, that's very beneficial because if you look then to what we're trying to output in terms of experiences to both customer, but also for the people who are engaging with those people, the advisor community, we need things to work well. And indeed, the fact that they are traditionally been difficult to orchestrate in terms of data, in terms of workflow, in terms of channels, just speaks to the fact that it's been very important that we get that right. So CCaaS as an integration hub, it allows us to do a number of things which are really sort of very important. It allows us to essentially, if you do it properly, personalize each individual customer's journey with you towards that service outcome in a way that suits them in terms of offering best channel and also having the relevant data available to personalize that experience. So that's the goal, that's the North Star of that. I have to say that's not often delivered, and the change management that's associated with making technology work is really the area that you need to concentrate on, but you can at least be happy to know that the technology facilitates that capability. Then the last thing to say is, again, something which is true of all CCaaS at the moment, is to a greater or lesser extent, everything is now AI enabled. And really, one of the aspects of AI that is significant and important to understand is that it allows us to work in real time. And again, this is something I've emphasized for a long time because previously we didn't really ever know what was going on from the reporting perspective, from the perspective of were we doing a good job with customers, where to put our attention in the moment. We can now see that in real time. And that's massively significant because, again, AI is able to see what's happening as far as intent is concerned, understand the conversation, understand things that are outside of the normal pattern of behavior, and therefore deliver us to alerts. So what does that mean? Well, it means that you can provide agent desktop, for example, in a much more intelligent way. It's often called agent assist now, but you can prompt because you now know what's happening in real time in a conversation. You can also, for example, understand what is happening from the perspective of what the conversations are and the topics are, which again allows you to much better match what customers' needs are against the skill base of the advisor community.